Lemonada.
So, I'm pretty. I know that may be a weird thing to say out loud, but I think it's an important one to acknowledge. And I'm going to tell you why in this episode of Hard Feelings. Whoa, I don't know why I got so presentational there. I've never done that. Anyway, here we go. So I feel like, every kid starts thinking about their appearance kind of just on the cusp of puberty, maybe a little earlier. But I started even earlier than that because I was in an industry that is so hyperfixated and obsessed with the appearance of children, which is every bit as creepy as it sounds. I went out for a lot of roles. I went out for beauty pageant contestants and little, daughters of famous and very attractive actors and actresses. I had my fair share of that stuff. I also went out for roles like, a homely looking girl. But you can't separate those things when you're little. You can't go like, oh, well, I'm also going out for the beauty queen. So instead, it's just like you see the word homely and you just think like, oh, so I guess I'm not pretty. Like that's the conclusion that you draw as a kid. And not to mention, you're in rooms with the literal prettiest people, prettiest children, the hottest children on earth, because that's what, again, Hollywood is. I'm a kid. I'm not able to differentiate any of that. I'm not able to discern. I don't know the difference. So I just kind of get this messaging that I'm not attractive. On top of this, the thing that I think made it worst of all was, nobody's going to be surprised, my mom's messaging. My mom made me wear Crest white strips. She put highlights in my hair from a very early age, tinted my eyelashes. Everything kind of felt like, it'd be a reach to call that hygiene or upkeep or self-care when the kid's fucking 7, right? Like that's not right. There's a time and a place for that. If you want to start doing that in your teen year, like girls love doing that in their adolescence. Perhaps I would have, but as a result of my mom doing all that stuff to me, I really resented it. Anyway, that's another story. But I felt like she was doing all these things because I wasn't enough as I was. I felt like, okay, she's putting hot curlers in my hair to make the ends of my hair curl because my hair is too puffy on its own. And then she would also put anti-frizz creams in this gloss cream from Frederic Fekkai, which she couldn't afford, and she was sure to tell me about it. She would put that on my hair to tame the frizz. So everything felt like it was done because I wasn't good enough as I was. It was done to make the not good enough better, more tolerable, more just acceptable. And then my teenage years came, and that's when the deep insecurity kicked in, because I was struggling with some acne, and I was really struggling with coming into my body and feeling like I just was in a body that was no longer my own. I did not make that transition well from a girl's body to a woman's body. It was very uncomfortable and mentally and emotionally painful for me and exhausting. So I'm dealing with the body shit, the skin stuff, the deep-seated insecurities from so far back, and the fucked up messaging and narratives. It's all so bad that I would describe the way that I thought I looked was like an ogre. I'm not saying this to be funny. I'm not saying like, oh, I thought I was a troll. Like I literally thought I was a troll. I thought I looked so bad. I hated the way I looked. I fucking hated it. I hated every one of my features. I hated I couldn't find a thing that I liked about my physical appearance. Couldn't find it. Oh my God, I literally might cry. It's so sad to me now, just because that level of self-hatred came from so many other places, but I took it on as my own. And I remember thinking, like, I couldn't believe the idea that a guy would like me. Like, it literally didn't seem feasible that any guy would be attracted to me. I could not, in my wildest dreams, imagine it. I hear the pick me girl in this. This is, I swear to God, it's not me like coyly tucking my hair behind my ear, being a fucking goddess and being like, they don't like me. Like, no. This is me literally not being, just body dysmorphia. Okay. That's what this is. That is body and face dysmorphia. I was not seeing what was being reflected back at me. I couldn't see it. Looking back now is so funny because I realize guys that liked me that I didn't realize liked me. Like one guy got me, I was like on a music tour and our tour buses were parked next to each other. He would like knock on my tour bus and give me different treats before shows. And he brought me these like Harry Potter chocolate frogs because I knew I liked them, and Harry Potter Birdie Butts, jelly bean. He basically got me Harry Potter stuff, but it was so sweet. He would get all nervous. He'd get like tongue tied. He'd be wringing his hands, and his little feet would be overlapping. He was nervous, and it was so sweet. And yet I like couldn't believe that he would like me because he was a nice, attractive guy. So that couldn't be possible, right? There's another guy who invited me to I hear that this could just sound like, okay, Jennette, get over yourself. That's not the intention here. The intention here is genuinely to show the level of body dysmorphia that was happening. And I'm going to bring it around to, I think, the value in appreciating your own beauty from a very genuine place. So there was another guy who invited me to a bonfire on the beach. So it sounded really fun to me, but I remember feeling like the thought was literally, oh, he doesn't really want me to come. Like I said no, and the thought was, oh, he doesn't really want me to come. I'm not his ideal choice. Like I fucking was. I was. There are other examples. Should I keep going on examples, or is this? I can't tell how obnoxious this is getting. Okay. Oh my God, a Cirque du Soleil. I loved Cirque du Soleil. I still love Cirque du Soleil, but I haven't seen a show in years and years and years. But I used to love Cirque du Soleil. And there was this guy who got us tickets to go see a Cirque du Soleil show. You know, in our teenage years, that's a hefty ticket price in your teenage years. He coughed it up. We went to see the Cirque du Soleil show. We went to dinner afterwards. He found my favorite restaurant. And I'm thinking like it didn't even cross my mind. I was attracted to him too. It's not, people that I wasn't attracted to. This guy I was very attracted to. I would have very much liked to kiss him. And I didn't, because I didn't believe that that's what he was in for. I thought that he was just getting tickets for he and his friend to see Cirque du Soleil. You know how desperate 18-year-old guys are to take their female friends to see a circus show. But that is where I was at the time. And I think I came to start appreciating my appearance, honestly, not until my 20s, and probably not until my mid-20s. It had something to do with eating disorder recovery. I think there was something in healing my relationship with food and my body that allowed me to get over the dysmorphia and finally start seeing me in the mirror. I could see me. And now I genuinely love the way that I look. I think I'm so beautiful. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. Is that pathetic? Is this, okay, I'm not going to judge this. I'm just going to sit in this. But I really love how I look. I wish that I had been able to see my beauty when I was younger. I wish that I had been able to see all the good things about me when I was younger. I'm glad, on the one hand, that this has been a journey that I've really been on and that I've earned. I've earned loving my appearance. I have earned it. And I know not everyone can say that. Some people just pop out of the womb just like, I'm a beauty queen, yay. But most of the world, I don't think, is like that. I think a lot of us, if not most of us, struggle with insecurities. So many of us struggle with eating disorders and body dysmorphia. And it's just so unhelpful It's so unhelpful. It's like laughable now. It's so fucking unhelpful. Eeks. I love how I look. I've always been a pretty girl. It's just how it is. I'm so glad to finally be owning that. Here I am talking about being a pretty girl while just absolutely snorting snot up. Wow, that is something else. But it's true. I'm owning it. I'm proud of it. And I really hope this is helpful for somebody who might need to hear it. Just fucking look in the mirror and see yourself clearly. I'm begging you. Don't see those weird funhouse wackadoo circus mirrors. Unless you're going to a Cirque du Soleil show. All right, bye. If you want more hard feelings, you're in luck. You've got options. On Apple Podcasts, there's bonus content for subscribers with Lemonada Premium. You can hear me answer exclusive questions from listeners. On Spotify, you can talk to each other by leaving comments on each episode. And on Amazon Music, you can listen ad-free with a subscription to Amazon Prime. I'm Jennette McCurdy, the creator, executive producer, and host of Hard Feelings. It's produced by Lemonada Media in coordination with Happy Rage Productions. Our production team is Keegan Zema, Aria Bracci, and Brian Castillo. Music is by Hannes Brown. Steve Nelson is Lemonada's Vice President of Weekly Content. Rachel Neal is Lemonada's Senior Director of New Content. Executive producers are Stephanie Whittles-Wax, Jessica Cordova-Kramer, and me.